And you're welcome. Let's do the headlines now, shall we? Welcome to the dailies as we take a look at everything that you might find if you decide to pick up one of these today. We're going to start from the Nation newspaper. I implore you guys to join me. We've got very interesting headlines here. 800,000 liters vessel with stolen crude intercepted and destroyed. Now, that's the topic that everybody's going to be talking about here today. Now, this was making social media rounds yesterday as the NNPCL security raised bar in crude and also 64 illegal crude joints found, 77 illegal refineries destroyed. This is something that's been going on for a very long time, especially in the Niger Delta. And there have been even what you call them now mercenaries, let's put it that way, that have been contracted to help in the security of Nigeria's crude oil. Well, this is one of many stories we're hoping to hear regarding how safe our oil is to help Nigeria build back that economic structure that we had. Moving on now to the headlines on top of the Nation newspaper here. Studded tales of Lagos-Abeokuta Expressway. Users say that it's a road to hell. The Lagos-Abeokuta Way, and also U.S. waives export duty on cocoa. Now, at the bottom of the Nation newspaper this morning, Tinubu targets 30,000 or rather 30 trillion revenue in 3 years. And the writers here read plans, technology, data-driven approach, FIRS, customs, NIMASA, others won't be merged, which was a topic that was hot on suggestions. Moving on now to the Vanguard newspaper, you'd find these headlines here. Corruption's ugliest phase was under Buhari, says Kuka. Plenty of talk on that one. Many writers here laments Nigeria sharing sovereignty with bandits and terrorists, says Nigerians have lost faith in judiciary. We won't join issues with him, Buhari's aides say, and Falana cautions Tinubu against sending wrong signals on anti-corruption fight. Well, what do you think? Tell us. We have the service chiefs in place and we're all expecting that their scorecard is going to be especially on this topic here regarding banditry and terrorism. Well, we wait to see. It's only been a couple of weeks since they have been settled into their positions, and hopefully maybe some good news will start to turn out eventually. At the top of the Guardian newspaper for a Tuesday, we won't pay compensation for illegal structures, says Governor Eno as he warns, and NECA to Tinubu 2023 Finance Act needs complete reversal, not suspension. The residents' protest failed out Chi-Gara Ibilo Road, and if you've ever been on that stretch of road, it is quite worse than anything that you've ever experienced on the Lagos-Abeokuta Expressway, as it is more gravel than anything else, not even to be regarded as a road. Now, let's move on to the next daily this morning, and quite appropriately, that's the Daily Times newspaper. Front page for the Daily Times newspaper, tears sorrow in Abuja as FCTA demolishes over 100 buildings. This is still ongoing. It's been complaints and complaints since the past couple of months regarding the destructions. And of course, both sides have come out to tell why it is absolutely necessary, whether the victims or the government. But, well, we hope to see that succor comes the way of, in quote, victims eventually. At the top of the daily newspaper, Akeredolu writes, Ondo lawmakers seeks extension of medical leave. And right at the bottom, under the photo story, APC planning for rerun of presidential election, says a Labour Party. To the side, Niger sacks all board chairman members, political appointees, and Obasanjo eulogizes the late Iruku. We move on now to the Punch newspaper this morning, and of course, plenty of talk about fuel and smuggling, as this headline reads, fuel smuggling persists in borders despite subsidy removal, Customs boss. Customs CG rejects Border Patrol orders a crackdown of fuel smuggling cartel. NNPCL intercepts Cameroon-bound vessel laden with 800,000 liters stolen crude oil. And also at the top, it's illegal for National Assembly to fix members' pay, says Obasanjo on page 8 of the Punch. Also find this one on page 13. Tinubu can't appoint everybody minister, says Adamu. Well, enough to say. To the side of the Punch newspaper, Lagos Airport runway lights stolen, 7 suspended, page 9. Now this absolutely, it's like I can't understand exactly how that happens. First off, who has the lack of consciousness to do that? Secondly, where's the security at the airport? Thirdly, isn't it something you're supposed to see when it goes out? Something's going on. But then you can find that story inside of the Punch newspaper on page 9. And Fayose will pay for working against Atiku, says PDP. That's the NEC member. That on page 18. NLC meets governors over fuel subsidy palliatives. This still hot on topic regarding what succor will come the way of citizens as we suffer through the situation regarding the removal of subsidy from the system. There's more to see inside of The Guardian, which will be our last daily for today. We have this headline here: Nigeria flares $3.9 billion gas in 4 years amid pollution, revenue leakage concerns. There's so much talk on how these could be used as alternate source of energy, how it can be repackaged. Of course, we have the agreement between Nigeria and foreign investors regarding how we can actually turn to other alternative sources of energy. And this might be one of them, creating jobs as well along the way. 300,000 jobs, they say, in the interim, and 1.5 million as we go on. Still on the front page of the Punch newspaper, PDP governors meet as internal crisis heightens, and why Nigeria remains country of concern in obnoxious wildlife trade. More awareness is the answer. People don't know what to kill, what to take, what to eat, and what to leave. What's endangered. Only a very small percentage of educated people know about very specific species that are not supposed to be tampered with. So hopefully this is something that the agencies are looking toward. And case against pension payments to former governors, that you can find as an editorial on page 12 on the Guardian newspaper, and many more, of course.